Good evening and welcome back to All Hail the Ale and another unintended collaboration. This unintended collaboration, though, is designed to hopefully rectify a problem. The problem is this. Yes, future-proof. From Brewdog of Modern Times. And it's a West Coast IPA, but it's not a very good one. It's lacking punch. It's lacking that killer instinct that a good West Coast IPA has. It's got a tiny bit of bitterness. Well, I say tiny, it's got some bitterness, but it's really lacking oomph. And it was a bit of a letdown. How are we planning on rectifying this? I hear you ask. Well, could it be that Brewdog can rectify themselves? Maybe. Who knows? I sat and analysed the beer after I did the initial review, which I'll link to somewhere up one of these corners. It's one side or the other, I don't know. And I found lacking in hops and lacking in... It could have done with more bitterness as well, really just to give it oomph. And I realised what beer could potentially provide that. This particular beer on its own, which I will link to again somewhere, it's either that side or that side, it has bitterness in spades and it has hops. It's also double IPA, so it's got oomph to it to begin with. It is another Brewdog beer. It's this one, Mr. President. Yes, it's a good beer on its own. It just needs something else bringing to it and a little bit of sweetness that comes potentially from the future proof. So we're going to blend the two together and hopefully they will make sweet beer love and produce a love child that is drinkable and very, very tasty. We're not going to use a Brewdog glass because I want something a little bit bigger to accommodate a little bit more beer. We're going to use the Tiny Rebel 7th birthday glass. It's a nice 440ml. So we're going to fill it roughly halfway. In fact, no, we're going to go 3/4 of the way with the future proof and then top it off with some Mr. President and see what we get. So, I'm not going to tell you much about the constituent beers because the reviews are linked. I just want to know, when I blend the two, do I get something ultimately more drinkable? Now, it's a bigger glass at the bottom, so we're going to call it about there, somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4. And we're going to crack open the Mr. President. And we're going to blend. Mr. President is darker as well, so I expect a colour change. Not massively so, but it has done something. Now, the other criticism I had of the future proof was it was very pale in colour, and as you can see now, by adding the Mr. President, it has darkened it quite dramatically. It now resembles what I see as a really good West Coast IPA. In terms of colour at least, we've got a decent head on it. Let's have, it's crystal clear, you know, as that should be. I know I worded it in my written review of the future proof about crystal clear. I meant to say that it was not hazy and all that jazz, because that's how it's meant to be, and I meant pale, really. I didn't mean crystal clear. That wasn't my point. Anywho, the head, like I say, is tight white. It is almost blancmange, like it's very consistent, very snug. Looks good. Let's have a whiff. Orange, hops, stone fruit. There's a lot more going on in this blend than there was on either beer on their own. It smells very, very good. Really, really good, actually. It smells better than either of them combined. Or either of them on their own, sorry. Combined there, it's a bit of a monster smell. It's lovely. It's stone fruit. It's tropical. Orange, there's hops. It smells really good. Let's have a taste. Proof of the pudding. Yeah, that works. Off the bat, it works. You've got more punch. You've got more bitterness. You've got that pine resin. You've got sweetness coming at the end. That's what Future Proof should have been. Really should have been. Bit of resin, like I say, hoppy as fuck. Sweet orange on the finish. It's lovely. I think this is the first unintended collaboration that actually I don't need to change the blend. I really don't. By Jove, I think I've done it first time. Yeah. So, wow. You know, that's what Future Proof should have been. It should have that punch. It should have that pine resin. It should have that hop presence. That ever so slightly over hopped kind of edge to it. Yeah, I'm happy. Very happy now. And that's exactly what should have been done. I think they should have just tried blending different things together, a la Tiny Rebel and their 8th birthday, and they would have realised what they're missing. So, there we are. My constituent beers were, again, Mr. President from Brewdog and Future Proof from Brewdog in Modern Times. Mr. President has addressed all the issues. Never thought I'd hear myself saying that the President has addressed the issues. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, who knows. But anyway, in the beer world, absolutely. The President has smashed Future Proof into what it should have been. It's added everything that it was missing. And yeah, if you've got some of this sticking around and you really wanted to sort of make it something drinkable, go down Tesco's or to Brewdog's website, get yourself some Mr. President, blend them together, and this, will become a beer that you actually want to drink. So there we are. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, there are some buttons down there. You know what to do. Like, dislike, subscribe, comment if you wish. I'm going to go drink this beer, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.